what is the value of the MLS without compensation from your perspective?
I've been quite loud about this too. I wrote an op-ed about this as well. So again, so I like you said, I have a different vantage point because I actually built MLS software and I understand the business rules. Like to like those loud voices. One in particular has like reduced the MLS into a database in his interpretation, and it's so much more than that. It's the business rules and a third party that can create cooperation amongst competitors. Like that in itself is super remarkable and remarkable in the sense that it only exists in North America, right? It doesn't exist outside of the US and Canada. When I ran and founded a MLS technology company, I would get calls from countries like Japan called and New Zealand called and Australia called saying, we want what you guys have because it's better for the consumer, right? So just so many things that get taken for granted, like the definition of a bedroom, right? Like if I pause right there, that's kind of silly, but it's actually a door, a window. That window actually has to have a 60-foot egress. The windowsill has to be 44 inches from the ground. Can't be like some tiny little thing that only Spider-Man can get out of, right? And so when we go into a listing and we see these things, we take it for granted, right? Like the rules of the MLS enforce what activism means, right? Like it has to be reasonable access to show, right? So you can't list a tenant-occupied property that can never be seen. Like you can flag it and take it down, right? So I think the loud voices are selfish and disingenuous for personal gain. And I don't think that's best for the consumer. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm actually the biggest net winner if we remove CCP. I have more listings and more agents than everybody else in the country. It would help me the most, but I am telling you it's bad for the consumer, right? It's the more eyeballs, the better. More eyeballs is a good thing, right? And any word soup, even if it's elegant word soup, that says the contrary is bullshit. And it's not functionally good for consumers, especially first-time home buyers. It disproportionately hurts low to moderate income consumers. Like it gets me quite riled up because there's 22 other countries I operate in, and it's the bane of my existence, right? Like for an agent in France to get ready for an appointment, they have to go to 8 to 10 different portals to aggregate and cobble what we take for granted. Like the fact that Justin can pass his test tomorrow, join the Netris MLS and pay his fee, and he has the total inventory is amazing, right? Like innovation comes from the small and scrappy. If we get rid of it, it will be a monopoly and I will win, just so we're clear. And I'm still saying, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because guess what? We were once the little guy. Glenn was once the outlier, crazy dreamer who was able to build this because there's an even playing field. And the fact that the playing field stays even has room for the next one to give us a run for our money.